Okay, let's get to Susan Swecker. Susan is the chairwoman of the Democratic Party of Virginia. They are the favorite to win governor, lieutenant governor, to some extent. I've got that even, but certainly the favorite to win the governorship. If they win all three statewide offices again, by the way, Mark Herring with a big lead. If they win all three state offices again, they would have, the Democrats will have won 10 statewide races in a row. And basically, if they do that, you can put a fork in Republican Virginia or purple or whatever you want to call it, and it becomes New Jersey. 10 statewide races in a row. That's a lot of wins in a row. That's a lot of wins, right? 10 in a row is a big number. You got to figure out how you're going to win. So a lot at stake in this gubernatorial election coming up, lieutenant governor and attorney general. She was at the debate. We're going to get her take. Susan Swecker, good to have you with us, Susan.
Hey, good morning, John. Nice to be with you. And I was looking for you at the debate, saved you a seat, and sorry that you weren't there. It was a beautiful day in Bath County, and I guess kind of the kickoff to the political season in a way.
Well, thank you for saving me a seat. I had a prior engagement with my family in the Outer Banks, so I couldn't make it. Long-standing commitment, but I was there in spirit. So
I think it was about as hot at the homestead as it was at the Outer Banks.
I heard it was very, very hot there. That's what I heard. But look, I did get a chance to see the debate on video, but it's not the same when you see it on video that you're there live. When you get a better feel of the media reaction, things like that. From your vantage point, now obviously you're the chairwoman of the Democratic Party of Virginia, so you're going to have a specific take on it. But from Ralph Northam's point of view, Susan, how do you think the debate went and why?
Well, I think that Ralph did have a resounding victory, and the reason is that his core message came across that I saw him as the only one willing to draw a line in the sand on defending the economic security, health, and equal rights of all Virginians. Very clear drawing of the line. He's, and you know this. I mean, you supported Ralph 4 years ago, so you know the quality of the person that is stepping up to be our chief executive and commander-in-chief for Virginia. But, as an Army doctor, hospice director, and state senator, and now lieutenant governor, his commitment to serving others has been his guiding principle of his life. And I think that came through loud and clear in the debate, and showed that he is a fighter and ready to go to bat for Virginians every day, making a difference on issues that touch regular people's lives. And that's because he's a regular person growing up on the Eastern Shore, so I thought it was very clear and convincing that he understands just regular people and has had a life that is committed to public service in many ways.
Look, there's no question when you look at the life and times of Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam, he's accomplished a great deal. He was in the Army. He was a doctor there. He's a child neurologist now, and he was a baby doctor, and he saved a lot of lives. And if you know his family, his wife, Pam, his children, Ralph Northam is just a great guy. There's no question about that. Great guy, great man. And if he does get elected governor, there's no doubt that he'll represent Virginia with class going forward. I don't agree with him on some stuff, but I do have to say that. I mean, I went through the video. My goodness, it was like there was 60-70% of the time was spent on national issues and the Trump administration and Trump personally. I mean, what does that have to do with Virginia? Why so much time spent on it? And it almost seemed to me, Susan, I want to get your comment. It seemed to me like Ralph Northam's message is this, 2 words, Trump sucks. I mean, is that really the message to win the governorship of Virginia on?
Well, really, Ralph is running on bringing economic opportunity for every Virginian, no matter who you are. But we are, when you live in Virginia, we are tied much more so than a lot of other states, to the federal government. It does matter. And, you know, let's just say, when the President of the United States says, you know, let Trump care fail, let Obamacare fail, I don't really care, you know, that impacts us. That impacts, and you know, Medicaid expansion, which you even support. I mean, that has an economic impact, you know, on us. Sequestration has an economic impact with the military and national security, you know, here in Virginia. So there is a much more of federal government employees in Virginia, you know, has, you know, much more of an impact here. So I do think that there is a more of a national, we are tied more to the national than a lot of other states on that. So I thought that he showed an overall, you know, commitment to running Virginia and going to work with the president when it's, you know, makes sense, and is going to stand up to him when it doesn't.
So what you said is absolutely true, all right? If you live in Virginia, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, our economy is joined at the hip with what the federal government does right now. Mm-hmm. I know that Terry McAuliffe and Bob McDonnell both have tried to diversify our economy. We're a long way off, but we are tied to what happens with the federal government, right? Everybody realizes that. That's just the reality of the Commonwealth. So the question becomes, Ralph Northam is campaigning on Trump sucks. So no question, he ran ads saying that the president is a narcissistic maniac. In the debate on the video, I heard him say that he was a dangerous man. So if he gets elected governor, I mean, he's going to have a dreadful relationship with this administration. I mean, all these things he said about the president. So he's going to have a antagonistic relationship with the president in a time where the administration's decisions on military and other things affect our economy. How can that possibly be an asset to everyday Virginians when our potential governor would have this basically terrible antagonistic relationship with the president of the United States? How is that possibly helpful?
Look, John, I mean, I know that you are extremely supportive. You and I have the conversation all the time. I mean, who could be on polar opposites more than we are?
Yes.
You know, you were total supportive of Donald Trump.
Yes.
Hillary Clinton person. Yet we get along.
Yes.
I mean, look at Governor McAuliffe. I mean, close friend of Hillary Clinton. Look at all the things that Donald Trump said. I mean, horrible things about Hillary Clinton. Yet you saw Governor McAuliffe step up, and he's, you know, work with Donald Trump when for the betterment of Virginia, and showed up yesterday was that, you know, in Newport News, right?
Right.
I mean, everybody steps up.
The aircraft,
and,
yeah.
You know,
yeah, but the difference, Susan, is.
And so, let me finish, please.
But Terry
McAuliffe.
McAuliffe.
Let me finish it. So
all right, go ahead.
Our candidate is a pediatrician who served his country and our Commonwealth for his entire career. Now, the dangerous part of the Trump administration is what his cuts do to Virginians on the health care, mental health, the opioid crisis that we are facing. And so Ralph Northam is fighting for Virginians here every step of the way and standing up for Virginians. And I am proud of him for doing that.
Okay, so let's get to Governor McAuliffe. I'm going to defend him here because McAuliffe has a great relationship with the president because he talks to him, and he didn't call him a narcissistic maniac.
It was abhorrent, abdicating his responsibility for not for saying to let Trump care fail or let Obamacare fail. He also said that.
Who?
Governor McAuliffe.
Yeah, well, that's just political. Look, I mean,
okay, but what isn't in this world? What isn't? You have Ed Gillespie is, you know, I mean, ask what Ed Gillespie.
The difference,
does he stand on Medicaid expansion?
The difference is,
where does he stand on health care?
He's not in favor of Medicaid expansion. I am. We differ on that. But I was not back in the day. Now I am.
The Republican Party has a D.C. lobbyist who is disliked by his own party and has embraced unpopular policies.
You're not answering my question, though.
For the rich,
let's get back
to ban abortion in Virginia.
Oh, come on, let's get back. That's Trump. You know what? That's just a dog whistle. Let's get back to McConnell.
No. He said that.
Not going to ban nobody's going to ban anything. I mean, we have it's a federal law. Abortion is legal. Why are we relitigating a debate from the 70s? This is like crazy.
Actually,
Roe v. Wade is not going to get overturned in our lifetime, Susan. This is a red herring. I want to get back to Terry McAuliffe because
every time, I mean, look, are you saying that's fake news? I mean,
it's fake news. I mean, he's not going to overturn. You're not going to outlaw. You're not going to outlaw abortions in Virginia.
I've got a man, a lieutenant governor, who's spent his entire career serving our Commonwealth and our country.
Yes,
he's led a life of service.
Yes,
first in the Army as a doctor in the Iraqi War.
Yes.
Then as a doctor volunteering at a children's hospice.
Yes.
He represents the best of our Commonwealth.
Yes.
Our long Commonwealth's proud and long tradition of choosing leaders committed to public service and serving as a governor for all Virginians. And he's reached out to voters across the political spectrum, has support that is, far and wide. While Ed Gillespie's only looking out for his K Street clients, corporations, billionaires. You know how many times, Ed, that Ralph Northam has been to Highland County? A bunch of times.
You know what? Now you're just dredging up, you're just dredging up every talking point out there. I got to get back to Terry McAuliffe, though. The reason why Terry McAuliffe has a great relationship with Donald Trump is he can attack his policies like Obamacare or Trump Care, everyone. But he never attacked him personally, ever. And he says, I will work with the administration to bring jobs to Virginia. That's the difference between McAuliffe right now and the positions that Ralph Northam has staked out, where he has a very negative, antagonistic, awful potential relationship with the president because he's called them personal names. And so I don't know how you get back from that. McAuliffe didn't do that, because McAuliffe put Virginia ahead of politics. And so, look, I'm going to work with the president, and your candidate said this stuff so that he could beat Perriello in a primary. I don't know what the guy's message is other than Trump sucks.
That's a good point. I would like to say that. That is our party. The difference to here is our party is united. We quickly got, everybody quickly. Did you notice how, and this is important, quickly our party got behind Tom Perriello. Thank you for getting behind Ralph Northam. Whereas, the Republican Party, I haven't seen Corey Stewart campaign with Ed Gillespie. I haven't seen. And by the way, is Donald Trump going to come in and campaign for Ed Gillespie?
Yes.
Because, we are so proud to know that Barack Obama is going to be in here for Ralph Northam. I mean, we are, and I know how tough it is when you aren't totally united. Witness last year, John. I mean, it did hurt us a little bit when we weren't all totally together.
All right, look, here's the thing. I have no idea what Ralph Northam's message is. It's certainly not tax cuts like Gillespie. All he says is Trump sucks. Maybe you can win on that. I don't know.
That's a little fake news on your part. That's
what's his message?
Words, and Ralph Northam is, Ralph Northam again. He's outlined an optimistic vision for Virginia, one that includes opportunity for every Virginian. And again, it's about no matter who you are or where you live. Ralph left that debate on Saturday and went down to the Ram Clinic, where he goes every year.
Yes.
In Wise County, which is just, I don't know if you've ever been, but it's just, heartbreaking.
Yes.
That if we had Medicaid expansion in Virginia, a lot of those folks would be helped.
That's right.
And that's, that's the person he is. I don't know where Ed Gillespie went, but, Ralph, does that every year. And these are just, good people that just got left out. And a Medicaid expansion would give some help to uplift those folks and get them out of the fix they're in. You know, Lee County lost their hospital because of failure to fund Medicaid expansion.
That's right. And if you don't find a way to fund these rural hospitals, you're going to lose more of them. I've only got one more minute. We're way over our time. I'm with Susan Swecker. She is the chairwoman of the Democratic Party of Virginia. She's done a great job there, probably one of the best ever. And we're going to leave on two things that we absolutely agree on. Number one, what Susan said is the Democrats come together. Now, partially, Susan, that's your leadership. But as a Trump supporter and a Republican, I'm jealous of how you guys come together. All we do is fight. That's what we do is fight. All we do is fight. Battle's over. We're still fighting. You're right. You guys come together. Unbelievable. And I have to commend your leadership for that. The Republicans can't figure that out. They need to take a page out of your playbook. So we agree on that. The other thing we agree on is Dr. Ralph Northam is a great guy. There's no question about it. Super doctor and just one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. And so is his family. By the way, his wife, Pam, got me to quit smoking by shaming me into it one day when she saw me out in the freezing cold in Richmond dragging on a cigarette. And she said, like, don't you have a child still at home? What are you doing? So that's why I quit. So I always remember Pam for that. She said, what are you doing, man? You've got an 8-year-old at home. All right, Susan.
Now, I want to close with one thing. If the Trump administration and president had been smart enough to hire you as the press secretary, and I had high hopes with this last changeover, we all would have loved to have worked with you.
Well, thank you, Susan. I didn't make the weight break cutoff. Otherwise, I was in a pretty good position for that. But if I lost 30 pounds, I'd be in the top 5, no question. Susan, thanks for being with us.
Great being with you, John.
But you quit smoking, you put on weight. It's like you can't win, right? Doesn't matter what you do, Susan, you can't win. I'm out of time.
You're going to have a longer life.
Thank you, Susan Swecker.